Hi, my name is Nicole Beardmore. This is my self-reflection on becoming a counsellor for Core 101 academic skills. Stepping into the role of a counsellor has been one of the most transformative journeys of my life. It's not just a career choice, it's a calling that has reshaped how I see others, how I listen, and how I understand myself. Before beginning this course, I had some basic ideas about what counselling involved. In this reflection, I will share how my understanding has evolved throughout the unit. I will begin by discussing what I believed about counselling before starting the course. Then I'll reflect on how my knowledge has developed, describe the insights I've gained from assessment 2, explain how new knowledge has influenced my perspective, and finally, summarise my key takeaways and the overall significance of this learning journey. In the beginning, I was drawn to counselling by a deep desire to support others through their pain. But I quickly learned that being a counsellor isn't about fixing people. It's about walking beside them and holding space for their stories and trusting in their capacity to heal. Rogers emphasised the importance of unconditional positive regard and empathic understanding, which helped me reframe my role from problem solver to companion. I believe that counselling was primarily about helping people by listening to their problems and providing emotional support. I also thought that counsellors often gave advice and offered solutions to help clients overcome their difficulties. My perception was that counselling was mostly an informal, caring process where the counsellor acted as a guide for someone going through challenges. At this stage, I had not fully considered the professional and ethical frameworks that guide the work of counsellors. As I progressed through the course, I realised that counselling is far more simply listening or giving advice. One of the most important lessons I learned was the person-centred approach, where the counsellor creates a supportive environment through empathy, authenticity, and unconditional positive regard. I also discovered that counsellors must work within clear professional and ethical boundaries, maintaining confidentiality and avoiding personal bias. This helped me to see that counselling requires specialised skills such as active listening, questioning techniques, and reflection, which are developed through training and practice, rather than natural instinct alone. Throughout my training, I found myself confronting my own vulnerabilities. Each lecture, each supervision session, each client interaction became a mirror, reflecting back parts of myself I hadn't yet explored. As Corey notes, counsellor development involves not only acquiring skills, but also engaging in deep personal reflection and self-awareness. I learned that to be truly present for someone else, I had to be honest with myself. That meant facing discomfort, sitting with uncertainty, and accepting that growth often comes from places we least expect it. Assessment 2 provided me with valuable insights into the real experiences of practicing counsellors. Through interviews and readings, I learned about the importance of self-care and professional supervision, both of which were aspects I had not previously considered. It was surprising to discover how much emphasis counsellors place on looking after their own well-being to ensure they can effectively support their clients. At the same time, some aspects align with my expectations, such as the importance of empathy, confidentiality, and creating a safe space for clients. The readings also highlighted evidence-based approaches and structured frameworks, showing me that counselling is a highly professional and informed discipline rather than a purely intuitive process. Learning about counselling has deeply influenced my perspective on the profession. I now understand that counsellors carry significant responsibilities, balancing empathy with professional boundaries. Counselling is not simply about helping. It is about empowering clients to explore their own solutions and develop resilience. This new knowledge has given me a broader appreciation of counselling as a lifelong learning journey. It has also encouraged me to reflect on my own skills and values and recognise the importance of personal growth alongside professional development. One of the most profound lessons I've learned is that healing is not linear. Clients come with tangled emotions, layered histories, and complex needs. Their stories are rarely simple, and their pain is often deeply rooted. Yet, within that complexity lies something sacred, the raw, unfiltered truth of their experience. I've learned to honour that truth, not by trying to untangle it too quickly, but by sitting with it, patiently, compassionately, and without judgment. In doing so, I've witnessed moments of clarity that feel like light breaking through fog. I've seen courage in the act of showing up and transformation in the smallest shifts of perspective. These experiences continually reaffirm why I chose this path and why I remain committed to it. Even in the messiness, there is beauty. I've witnessed moments of clarity, courage, and transformation that have left me in awe. These experiences remind me why I chose this path and why I continue to choose it every day. Becoming a counsellor has taught me patience, compassion, and the art of deep listening. It has shown me that every person carries a story worth hearing, and that sometimes the most powerful thing we can offer is our presence. As Yalam writes, it is the relationship that heals, and I've come to believe that wholeheartedly. In my journey as a counsellor, I've come to understand that the most profound shifts, both in myself and in my clients, often emerge not from grand breakthroughs, but from quiet moments of connection, vulnerability, and shared humanity. These moments have taught me that healing is not a straight path. It twists, stalls, and sometimes regresses, but it is always moving, even when it feels still. My main takeaways from this course are that counselling is fundamentally about empowerment, not advice giving. I have also learned that professional ethics and counsellor self-care are essential to effective practice. Finally, I recognise that becoming a counsellor is a personal journey of growth as well as an academic one. These lessons will stay with me as I continue developing my skills and understanding of this field. So in conclusion, my understanding of counselling has shifted from a simple view of listening and advising to a much deeper recognition of the profession's complexity. The insights I gained from assessment 2, along with readings and reflections, have been invaluable in shaping both my academic and personal growth. This learning journey has reinforced my respect for the counselling profession and strengthened my commitment to pursuing it with empathy, ethical responsibility, and a dedication to lifelong learning. Thank you.